Hey everybody, this is my King of Destruction card deck for the online Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game. I'm going to show you what cards I have here. This is my Reflect Bounder. He reflects back any attack on him. This is my Satellite Cannon. You can read the effect down in the left hand corner. My Roulette Barrel. Now the Reflect Bounder I just showed you, if he is attacked by a weaker monster, he still gets destroyed because of his effect. I have 3 Cyber Dragons here. They're used to summon my Cyber Fusion cards. My Proto Cyber Dragon, when he's on the field, he counts as a Cyber Dragon. I got a few cards here that I just have monsters in my deck. You'll notice they're all light monsters. I'll show you why here in a little bit. My Cyber Valley here, I use it to usually draw cards or get a card from my graveyard. A few other monster cards. And then here are my tuner cards. They're the only ones in my deck that aren't light. I used to summon my white cards down there, my Synchros. These Cyber Larvae I used to mainly to get cards into my graveyard for this guy, because he takes all my light monsters from my graveyard and removes them from play, then gains 500 attack for each card removed from play. Then he sends to the graveyard any face-up monsters. I usually get him out with around 5,000 attack. It's another one of my tuners. This guy's effect lets me pull a Synchro monster, or Synchro tuner monster from the graveyard, summon it onto the field. My magic cards. Swords of Ring Light. That's Polymerization. Monster Reborn here. This card here I like to use before I attack with one of my stronger monsters to avoid having them taken out with traps. Another card here I have to keep from getting attacked. This deck I have is one I use to get the title King of Destruction. However, the downside to it is I gotta get the right cards, or I can't get any strong cards. If I don't get the right cards, then it's my Future Fusion here. It's one of my stronger cards. It lets me pull from my deck fusion material monsters for fusion summons. It sends them to the graveyard. If I can get the second card here, I can usually get my Over Dragon out with around 15,000 attack. This lets me summon my Dark Machine type fusion, which is usually this card right here. My Chimera Tech Over Dragon. I can usually get him out with around 15,000 attack. That's what I like this card here for, because if I can get him out with that much attack, I can win the game with that card right there, without having to actually attack and have the risk of getting taken out with trap cards, which is usually how I lose my stronger cards. And I gotta watch this one here, because I've lost to Yugioh online with the that trap card that sends back the attack. My Cyber Twin Dragon, he can attack twice. Cyber End Dragon, when he attacks a defense position card, it does damage to life points. This is my trump card, my Chimera Tech Over Dragon. He gains 800 attack times the number of monsters used to fusion summon him, and he can also attack once per turn, or once for each monster used to summon. And if I can get my Future Summon and the card next to it, my Overload Fusion, I can get him out with usually around 15,000 attack, and then he can destroy all monsters on the field since he can attack once per card used to summon him. I don't really use that card much. This is the Synchro, this is the Synchro I usually get out, since he can disable trap and magic. He has the same effect as my End Dragon. This one I only use when I am attacking a Synchro. This guy gains attack equal to the difference in life points. I can only use him if I'm winning the game. And this is my strongest synchro, the one I usually use, since he has the same effect as my other dragon over there. You can disable the spell and trap cards, except this one remains on the field. It also has the highest attack of any of my synchros. But thanks to my Chimera Tech Over Dragon over there, I was able to gain the title King of Destruction using this deck. I gained that when I did over around 15,000, I think it's maybe 13,000 damage to the guy's life points. Then that earned me that title. But I'm by no means expert, so if you see any way I can improve my deck, I'd appreciate it down in the comments. And then that's about it. Problem with this deck is if I can get my Chimera Tech Over Dragon out or my Cyber Eltonin out, I can do a lot of damage, but I'm really susceptible to trap cards. That's usually what loses me the game. This is mainly an all-power deck. I can get a strong attack out, but I'm not very good in a prolonged battle. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you got any suggestions, let me know. Thanks a bunch.